all local, all morning. You're watching Fox 61 Morning News.
First at 6, crews are hard at work in Waterbury to make the final repairs to a water main break that broke earlier this month. Fox 61's Glenn Kittle is standing by with a live report on what people in Waterbury need to know this morning. Good Monday morning. Thanks for starting your day off with us on Fox 61 and Fox 61 Plus. I'm Bridget Buerla. Hope you had a great weekend. Let's check in on the forecast with meteorologist Rachel Piscatelli. It's a little slick out there in spots, Rachel.
And much better now. Thankfully, a lot of our numbers have rose above freezing, so that's certainly some good news. We have some areas that may be a little bit close to it this morning. A lot of the roadways are wet, and we have some areas of fog now too, and a little bit more rain that's starting to push in. We're not done yet with the rain just yet. We do have another batch of rain coming through this morning and afternoon, and then that'll put an end to the rain. But right now we're taking a look at some of the numbers across the state. 35 in Hartford, 33 in Windsor Locks. You can see where in Torrington, where we do have some lighter rain, it's around 36 degrees, so not concerned with freezing at this point. But over in Willimantic, there could still be some isolated slick spots as numbers are holding around 32, 36 in Chester now, and 42 in Groton. Now, our winter weather alerts have expired here because they were extended to about 6 a.m. this morning. So that is good news that we're not expecting or anticipating any further issues outside now. A quarter-mile visibility in Waterbury down to Meriden, as well as in New Haven and Bridgeport. So we do have fog to deal with for your morning commute. Although taking a look at our numbers again, 40 in Bridgeport and 42 now in Danbury. So rain again through this morning and afternoon. We'll get a batch that comes through that could lead to some isolated downpours across the state. Temperature-wise, around 40 to about 44 degrees. So we're actually going to warm up quite nicely over time today. 46 in Naugatuck, 46 in Bristol. Southeastern Connecticut will be in the mid to upper 40s as well. It's a warm day with some melting ongoing. Anything that is still wet out there for tonight into tomorrow may freeze up, so you'll have to watch those first steps out the door too, and those untreated surfaces, as temperatures will fall into the 20s overnight. They stay there throughout the day, and it turns very windy for tomorrow as well. Wind gust potential up towards about 40. It's going to make things feel much colder than the upper 20s that we're forecasting. We'll have more details on that and walk you through the hour by hour coming up in just a bit. Here at 6:02, we are largely quiet on our roadways, which is certainly some good news. Areas of fog, though, so that's something to be mindful of. But taking a look here from Waterbury 84 east and westbound, that's okay. There's that fog down to about a quarter mile from New Haven and extending into Fairfield. Fairfield, though, looks okay. Then we're not seeing a lot of brake lights there. And over in Glastonbury on Route 2, that's smooth this morning as well. Bridget.
All right, Rachel, thanks. 6:02 is your time. Work continues on the Thompson Avenue water main break this morning that caused more than 100,000 people to lose water service earlier this month. You see crews hard at work this morning. They're really trying to get these repairs done. The city announced crews will be starting the final stage of fixing the original break this morning. And Fox 61's Glenn Kittle joins us live from that area with what crews will be working on this week, what the focus will be, Glenn, because this has been a huge inconvenience for not only homeowners, but business owners too.
Yeah, good morning, Bridget. Definitely one of those inconveniences. Like you said earlier, more than 100,000 people were affected by this original break here that took water out for so many people in the city of Waterbury and even beyond that. But right now, crews are getting to work this morning. Since 1 o'clock, they've been here digging at the ground there, trying to work on that 36-inch high and low pressure line there. They're going to be completing the repairs to those pipes and installing a stop valve. Now, during this work, the city has said there will be controlled shut-off of that 36-inch low pressure line. However, no one is expected to lose water as a result of that, and there are contingency plans in place to restore water service just in case any catastrophic circumstances like we saw last time happen during this break. But it seems like everything should be routine here. Waterbury Mayor Paul Pernaruski Jr. had this to say about today's repairs. He says in part, quote, "This failure placed an extraordinary strain on our water system and on our residents. Our crews have worked around the clock from the moment this break occurred, first to restore water safely and now to complete the necessary repairs to secure this section of Maine. We appreciate the continued patience of our community as this final phase of work is completed." Now, after this water main fix is complete, we're being told that the crews are going to start restoring the road on Thomaston Avenue. That is said to take place as soon as this fix is done and will take about 10 days to complete. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, 10 business days, we'll see this road complete and people can roll through here finally and things can go back to normal. Live in Waterbury, Glenn Kittle, Fox 61.
I was just in my room doing my studying, and I heard a bang, bang, bang 3 times, right? When I ran to this door, I seen 3 people running downstairs near the staircase, and then I seen an individual holding my doorknob, so I pushed him out the way.
That's so scary. That was a witness who says he heard the gunshots in a Waterbury teen's death. The shooting happened Saturday night in New York City. Fox 61's Stephanie Reels has more and what's next in the investigation.
This was definitely not the way the family of Eric Aiken were hoping to spend the holidays this season. What you see right here is the 15-year-old's neighborhood in Waterbury, and unfortunately, this is a home he will no longer be able to return to.
Police were called to this apartment on 80 Avenue in the Bronx Saturday night after shots were fired from the 7th floor of the complex. A moment now ingrained in Leon Stafford's memory.
I was just in my room doing my studying, and I heard a bang, bang, bang 3 times, right? When I ran to this door, I seen 3 people running downstairs near the staircase, and then I seen an individual holding my doorknob, so I pushed him out the way.
When they arrived, officers found Eric Aitken from Waterbury with a gunshot wound in his chest. About 3 to 4 blocks away, police also found another boy, this one 14 years old, with a gunshot wound in his left arm. Both were taken to the hospital, where Aitken later died. Another neighbor says this is not the first time a tragedy has happened in this building.
For the victims, for the people that commit the crime, you know, when they catch up to you, that's years of your life. That's unproductive.
The impacts of Aiken's death have been felt back here in Connecticut and in the Waterbury community. Waterbury Mayor Paul Pernaruski Jr. confirmed to our newsroom the 15-year-old was a student at Crosby High School, which is said to have counseling and support services available for students and staff as they grieve. In a statement to Fox 61, Pernaruski says, quote, "No family should ever have to bury a child, and no young person should lose their life to violence. This tragedy is a stark reminder of the urgent need to continue working together to address gun violence and to ensure that our children are safe, supported, and protected." The city of Waterbury stands with the New York City Police Department as they continue their investigation, and we remain hopeful that those responsible will be held accountable.
Now, there's still a lot of questions that remain around the teen's death. We don't know why Aiken was in the Bronx, and police have not released the identities of the suspects nor what led up to the incident. So once we learn more, we will keep you updated on air and online. In Waterbury, Stephanie Reels, Fox 61.
And in Waterbury, one person is dead after a fight broke out in an apartment building. It happened on Saturday night at the building on Grove Street. Officers got a report of a fight that involved a weapon. When they got there, they found 2 men hurt. Both were taken to the hospital. One of them died. Police say the fight involved several people, but there's no threat to anyone living in the area at this time. If you have any information that could be helpful to investigators, you're asked to call Waterbury Police when you can. And a church in Voluntown is looking for whoever was driving a truck and crashed into their stairs. It's all on video. Take a look. The Living Word Fellowship sent us this surveillance video. They say Saturday night the truck crashed into their stairs and then did donuts in the parking lot. The church thinks the cost to repair the stairs will be a few $1,000s at least. 6:09, one person is dead and another is hurt after 2 helicopters crashed midair. This happened in New Jersey. The crash occurred just before 11:30 Sunday morning over a municipal airport. This is the aftermath here. Video from the scene shows one of the helicopters spinning rapidly to the ground. One of the choppers also caught on fire after the crash. Only the pilots were on board at the time. People who live in the area say the pilots were regulars at a local cafe and would often have breakfast together. Happening today, President Trump is expected to hold talks with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The meeting will take place in Florida and Mar-a-Lago. They're expected to talk about the second phase of the peace agreement that the U.S. helped broker between Israel and Hamas. Netanyahu is expected to demand that Hamas disarm before Israeli troops further withdraw from the Gaza Strip. The two leaders are also expected to address Iran and whether another strike is needed to disable Tehran's ballistic missile program. This will be the 5th time the pair have met this year. President Trump says Ukraine and Russia are one step closer to a peace deal. This comes after Trump met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky at Mar-a-Lago yesterday. The goal of that meeting was to close gaps in the original 28-point peace plan that Trump first proposed last month, and which Ukraine has since revised to 20 points. Following the meeting, Zelensky said the plan is 90% agreed upon. That's the same percentage he cited before the meeting.
And we discussed all the aspects of the peace framework, which includes, and we have a great achievements, 20-point peace plan, 90% agreed, and U.S.-Ukraine security guarantees, 100% agreed. U.S.-Europe-Ukraine security guarantees, almost agreed. Military dimension, 100% agreed. Prosperity plan being finalized, and we also discussed the sequencing of the following actions. And we agree that security guarantees is the key milestone in achieving lasting peace.
We could be very close. There are one or two very thorny issues, very tough issues, but I think we're doing very well. We made a lot of progress today, but really we've made it over the last month.
Any potential deal would need buy-in from Russian President Vladimir Putin, who spoke with Trump by phone ahead of Zelensky's visit. Trump described the call as very productive. Trump also planned to speak with Putin after the meeting, so we'll see the outcome of that talk.